Welcome back to the ROM. I'm going to work with this as my microphone. I tested it against the white one, and this seems to be better, so I'm going to stay with this. You're listening to and observing Goodyear Productions right there. I got my stuff out of order. I couldn't find my paper, my main board's downstairs, so I'm going to work off this. Apologize, it's probably impossible to read. Number one, YouTube channel. So this is episode 40. I think that's Sean Kemp's number, right? 40. So that's where this is at. Like I said, I did a test here, and I think this is my best sound for now. All right. Trump's gonna thump. I finally got to view the video this week, and so that's what it is. It's ready. I just gotta. Let me tell you about number three. I'll talk about number two again. Number three, Battle Hymn of the Parents. Swing and a miss today. Went to see Dale, and we didn't do it right with Eric. Sorry. The name is E. Dot. Let me just write it out. Well, yeah, I'll write it out. Here's the name of the singer. It goes like this: E. Dot. Oops. I gotta look up something. How am I gonna do this? Where's my? Look it up on my phone because I'm trying to get an alias for him. He doesn't want to be all the way out in the crowd. You know, he's got to kind of have his eye on his professional and on his profession, and the profession might say he might not be doing that, or might advise against it, or you don't want anyone to have any issues with their livelihood. It's called livelihood, right? So I just want to see how I want to spell this. It's like that. Okay. All right. E. Dot. So horrible what I'm doing. Is this for a money men? I don't know. I don't like how that looks. E. Dot money man. Yeah. Money man. E. Dot money man. That's his name. I put it at the bottom. E. Dot money man. So that's the singer. E. Dot money man. You got to have some kind of name, and that's what I came up with. So I think we can have that done next Sunday. Phil, that's my hope, and that's what we're shooting for. So, all right, back to Trump's gonna thump. So, my next move there is to. So it's basically I'm going crazy, back to work crazy. So realistically, one night a week, one day, one chunk of time a week, Sunday, I can do music related stuff in addition to the YouTube channel. So that's going to have to be, I don't want to go, I just trying to do things like, when I'm trying to do this Battle Hymn of the Parents, I got to go for however long I got to go and do as much as I can when I'm in the midst of those who can help me get it done. With Trump's gonna thump right now, it's done. The video's done. What I need to do now is I want to send it to Neil, the attorney, my attorney, and let him review it and then copyright it. talking to Dale, he's been doing his own copywriting with I wrote it down, but you can do it yourself. I almost like to have someone do it for me, just make sure I do it right, but I have to be mindful of costs, so with that in mind, and I'm trying to pay as I go here, another issue is I might be able to see some money come back on the Battle Hymn of the Parents if we can, if we don't run into any more expenses and taking up any more time. So that's what I'm dealing with. Trump's going to thump. It's ready. It's ready. I'm ready to send it out. President Trump had something, I think it was last week in Tulsa, and people are still trying to. I mean, 7 states never really shut down. I'm looking at no. I wish I could. If I was just free in terms of could go and be wherever I wanted, is all me. If I wasn't moving there, I'd be spending a lot of time there. Just for me personally, the way we're living right now, I don't like it at all. I guess a lot of people are probably more adaptable than me. I don't like to make changes when they almost certainly. I'm reading this guy, the inventor of the email, saying that masks are unhealthy. Let's get you talk about having presidential debate. I want to get a debate on what a mask is for, and what. I mean, doctors wear masks when they do surgery. And I suspect maybe there was a time in history when maybe they were doing operations without a mask, and someone decided that helped. Anything, anyway, it's a big deal to ask people to wear a mask. It's not like, oh, what would be a small thing to ask somebody to do? A small thing would be something like, for a guy, maybe close the toilet seat or something, just a nice gesture. I mean, that's a huge change of how you live your life if you're going to wear a mask. So what I'm saying is, you darn sure better be necessary. If it's just maybe that's a good idea, that's not good enough for me. And if there's people in the medical field who say that they don't help, well, I want to hear the discussion, and I want it fully broken down. That's how I roll, man. I don't like to just be told to do something and then it turns out, oh, you didn't need to be doing that all along. It was never necessary. You were getting your mind messed with. I mean, it's not something I want to do anyway. If you find out it was just stupid, and as like they're playing mind games with you, not what I'm interested in doing. Rules of engagement, as I mentioned that with Neil, so that's coming up. I'd say in 2 weeks. We'll be glorified on hold. They'll be ballers. It's gonna take a hit because I'm going to work full time. I can't say completely. I have to figure out how, in the amount of time I have, to be effective. And to be effective with Bellevue Ballers is to have conversations with people and find out how their life's going. And I have to keep my eye on the ball in terms of being done with my work at an X amount of time. So that's the situation. But if as time permits and the situation allows for it, good conversations can come up, and I can help people make connections if it makes sense. And that's what I do in addition to delivery mail and rap. My Reformation music video on hold. I also write worship songs. Apparently that's a new thing I'm doing. Album, and now music, that's going to be like, so the back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Now's the time because it's back to the rhyme. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. It's time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. I forgot my intro. What a shame. But that's really, I could write that as my next song. I don't think I can do that because my system has been to not write anything down in advance. I want to write it all here live. And I did a little of that, even though I could just disregard that. But I have the way the rhyme scheme in mind already. Rhymes and they coming at you all. I could probably just do it. You know what? I should probably just have that as my next song because that's going to be a foundational piece for this. So yes, I will have a short intro, but I will have a full length track for Back to the Rhymes. It'll be nice, kind of a nice break, less heavy. So that's what's next with that. And School of Sales. There's a couple people I'm thinking about talking to about it. I mean, you can't like be pushing 5 things on people at once, and I'm not pushing, it's just good people, type people that probably support my efforts, but I've got other things that come up in advance of that I need to be talking to them about, and maybe they're talking to me about something. Maybe they want me to be getting something, or maybe we're exchanging, whatever. You got my commentary on that mask. I mean, I'll say this too, why not? So, test run for the mark of the beast, I don't know, we talked about the mark of the beast, and I got to get some more information, but isn't it along the lines of, you're going to it's a yes or no? I don't know. I don't want to get into stuff I don't really understand, but to me, it's an identifier, especially when you're asking people to wear the thing outside. Why are you asking people to wear a mask outside? And you're going both ways. This whole thing is so frustrating, man. It's interesting to listen to that Luke Combs song. It's called 6 Feet Apart, which kills me. Probably might as well say 6 miles apart. But it's good song, man. He just kills it. I miss my mom. I miss my dad. It's just a nice song because it's like it's taken away instantly. And now it's like that's it. And it'll never be back. And I think we could think in terms of, well, we've had a good run, good peaceful run, and living pretty nicely. So I guess there's been worse situations, but it's just the idea, and a lot of these wars are unnecessary. Nothing's necessary. It sounds like they're all a bunch of tricks to make money, right? So what's different between being in an unnecessary war and being locked down, a satanic shutdown because of an unnecessary threat, a real non-threat that's being called a threat or a perceived threat? Go back to the rhymes because we're talking about people's livelihoods and it's costing lives. There's counselors on my route, psychiatrists and whatnot, and I look at some of the material, but they're talking about the mental health fallout from this. Again, you better be absolutely sure this is real, and that's what just gets me, because what happens? Typically, again, like I'll say a couple of things. One, I did a little tweet, doesn't matter. Nobody, I reply, it doesn't matter. Back in the day, if someone wore a mask, you're the criminal. The criminals would wear a mask. Now, if you don't wear a mask, you're a criminal. Okay, so there's that. Oh, did I lose my other one? Shoot, what was I going to say? No, that's it. I can't go forward. Dang, why did I forget that? So let me revisit the song so far. I think it's something like we good. So we got the intro. Let's do it. Intro song, hook, verse, and then beginning of verse 2. This virus controlling us, quite a fuss. Now we eating dust. Must life be so utterly bleak? What did you say? Couldn't hear you speak. People losing tracks of days, of weeks. One day becomes another and another a week up a creek, and that's the desired effect. Getting played, thinking it'll all be over in a sec. All the while, our finances are a wreck. Just to protect a few we could potentially infect. So for a relative spec, we've upended all we've ever known, and in mere moments went from tranquility to a battle zone, to a place that we no longer know. Green spaces, faces masked. It is so sad to see. So goes the reality. As much as I wish for a different eventuality of so many given up so much instantaneously, all they ever worked for and more, what's more, their livelihood. That ain't good. They want a life without a livelihood. No livelihood. That ain't good. They want a life without a livelihood. They gave up their livelihood. That ain't good. They want a life without a livelihood. They ain't got a livelihood. That ain't good. They want a life without a livelihood. This virus divide us complete. Can't no longer be yourself just walking down the street. The light in the people's eyes giving way to defeat. All that toxic input, now you're watching your feet. You don't see me, never saw me coming. People walking in the street, and it's stunning. Most scared of pedestrians and vehicles humming. I have to say that because I just see it. People so freaked out about someone walking on the street, run out into the street, walking down the sidewalk, they're gonna run out into the street and get hit. People are traumatized. Some people, some are just kind of like whatever. Man, that first verse is hard to read. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do better for myself and you all. Can't read it. Read this. Pen was writing too good. You don't see me, never saw me coming. People walking down the street is stunning. Most scared of pedestrians and vehicles humming. I want to say 100 miles and running. I don't know why. Yeah, this really has nothing to do with anything. It just pops in my head. All right. I'm scared of pedestrians and vehicles humming. I guess I could try it. So scared. See, I gotta get back into the mental state. So scared that it's yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just say it. So scared. Now you know what the heck that was about. 100 miles. I have to check it out. 100 miles running. I guess they're just talking about being on the run from the law. Most likely. So scared you've been You've been 100 miles running. Ain't that something? Oh boy. Let's get onto this. Okay. I have to be mine. I'm really writing this for people who have lost unnecessarily so their livelihood. And so at the same time, I am talking about how people are being bullied and traumatized, but there's still work. But I'm kind of, I don't want to get, I mean, I did talk about that one group. I mean, I see that too, though. Just you got President Trump's got a town hall and also it's just I'm not supposed to be let it bother me. It's supposed to be no big deal. Anyway, ain't that something? Ain't that something that we ain't that something that's something ain't that something this something seems fishy. I'm angling for clarity. Not the washy and the wishy. Came at us so fast. To regroup. Came at us too fast to regroup in a jiffy. I'll just throw this in for, should I have fun with rap? Stupid. I don't want to be stupid. I mean, what the heck? I can be stupid. All right, let me just do my stupid rhyme. Came at us too fast to regroup in a jiffy. Call myself Mike, but used to go by Jeffrey, you know. That's what I was going to say. That's stupid. All right, too fast to regroup in a jiffy. And let me say, what makes, so here, two trains of thought, maybe I talked about it already. One, entrepreneurs are adaptable, they can adapt. So there's that one theory, and both theories I think apply. Entrepreneurs are adaptable, they see changes in the marketplace and they can get in there and take advantage. On the other hand, you want for businesses to build and grow, you need stability in the marketplace, predictability, not uh, instability, as in unexpected taxes, regulations, laws that change wages, things like that. Because in a business, you want to make projections out in advance for a business. And so I guess me personally, I like predictability and stability in a system. So when you keep changing things all the time, I'm not joking. What are they going to come up with next? I mean, it's like government interference in our life on overdrive because up until now, the government would throw things at you, but it would be every so often. New wage, soda tax. I mean, how often can, legalize dope? How often can they come up with something that's kind of can affect you, kind of? But if you're going to tell every single person to wear a mask when you go into a business, and then, but before you weren't, and now you are, and see me, I don't really watch the news. So if my wife doesn't tell me, I don't even know, and I wish she wouldn't tell me. Then I wouldn't know, and I could just walk in there, and then maybe someone could tell me, and I could still play dumb for a while. I don't want to know. I mean, to me, the people who've got it, you're on the fringe. The fringe is where it's at. Maybe that should be the next song. The fringe is literally where it's at. Off the grid is where it's at. You want to be in the mainstream? No good. It's no good. But that's what I'm talking about: stability, predictability. Um, so if you have 7 states that don't shut down, guess what? Those 7 states, those economies really should be booming. Um, I mean, I think they did some things like maybe close schools, but that doesn't really affect the economy so much. The teachers get paid. Maybe some lunches aren't being bought or some school supplies. There's some of that, but not nearly. I mean, that has an impact, absolutely. Um, and I kind of wonder why, if they hadn't, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna get one more line in here. See what I mean. I didn't get much done. I don't even know what to say. I'm kind of tired of this whole topic, but I mean, it's real for a lot of people. I might just do 2 verses for this because we'll see. But let me finish one more line. Came out too fast to regroup in the jiffy, hoping to come out on the other end. Trying to come out on the other side. Feeling spiffy. That thinking's wishful. Like I said, I don't know if I want to grind. I mean, I haven't done this yet. Even the Mitt Romney one, I wasn't so enthused. But, you start a project, it's nice to see it through, but there is no rule that says I have to do 3 verses. And I might just call it You know what? I'm just gonna end the song right here. All right, y'all. We'll get the new one next week.